Hey everybody, thank you for joining me again for another video. I'm sorry it's been about a month since the last one. I hope that won't happen again. It's been pretty busy. I've been to Houston, Chicago, and Boston this last month. Anyways, today what I wanted to do is give a shout out to a lot of the new subscribers who came from Swifty's channel. So thank you so much for joining me, and this video is for you guys. I wanted to talk about the photo, one of the photos I took during the photo shoot the other day with Swifty, the one where he's doing the handstand. This is actually the one right here. And talk about how I created it. I've had several questions on what equipment I'm using, so I figured I'd just do a little breakdown and share with you what I used and how to use it and how you can achieve the same results with whatever camera you have. So, starting out, this is the Nikon D700. This is the one I used with a 35mm 1.4 lens. The settings I had it set on, I believe, was I was shooting at an f2.8, and my shutter speed was right around 2,000 frames, 1/2000th of a second. And I'm also using the pocket wizards here so I can remotely fire my flashes, which I'm using the Nikon SB910 and 900. If you have a choice between the two, go with the 910 because the 900 is not very good. I've got some heating issues and recycling issues. Also using the pocket wizards right here for the wireless transmission. They just mount to the bottom of the flash so that the flashes can be anywhere within about 30 to 40 feet and still fire off. Last piece of equipment is the circular polarizer, and this allows me to get some really nice deep blues in the sky, as well as it also increases the color contrast as well in your image. So this is a nice plus. The only thing to really consider and keep in mind with the circular polarizer is it's essentially like putting sunglasses on your camera. So if you're trying to get some very high frame per second shots, shooting some action shots, this is going to cut down on how fast you can actually fire a camera. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the image. This is the shot right here. And as you notice, I've got some nice lighting on his face, but the sky is also blue, and I'm shooting directly into the sun. So the way you can get a nice image like this, because one of the hardest things to do is shoot this image where everything is well lit. Most of the time, your subject is well lit, but then the background is just completely blown out and turned white. Reverse of that, sometimes your sky is nice and blue and you have this beautiful sunset in the backdrop, however your foreground is just a black silhouette. So to get around this, all we have to do is expose your camera for the background. Don't worry about your subject, don't worry about the skateboarder in it, just expose it for the background so you're taking photos with these nice blue skies. If you throw your subject in there, you're going to get a black silhouette, but that's where the flashes come in. And you can use flashes, you can use very, very high-powered flashlights. They won't have the same output as these, but I've done that in situations where I couldn't carry the flashes with me. And what I like to do with these flashes is set them up. Usually have one on the ground, because I usually don't carry light stands with me, and the other one I'll usually hand hold. So in this shot right here, I have one on the ground, right about here, and then the other one I was hand holding as well. So you can do it several different ways. I like to rest my camera on my arm and hold it like this, or I'll hold it off to the side. What this is going to do, a lot of times when you fire flashes, you're hitting from underneath somebody if they're on the ground. And if you've ever held a flashlight underneath your face, it's kind of a creepy image. So you want to try to avoid that. It's just not, light doesn't naturally come up from the ground. We're used to seeing shadows fall on people's faces because light is above you, like the sun coming down and hitting you. So you want to usually try and keep one at a higher elevation. And one of the reasons I try to keep it off the top of the camera as well, because that would be nice and easy. Just mount it to the top of the camera and you're done. Straight flash is going to flatten your image. And one thing we're already doing from going in from a three-dimensional world to a two-dimensional photograph is we're flattening that world. So we want to try to do anything possible to bring that depth back. So anytime you put the flash on top of the camera, you're going to be flattening your image even more. So we want to provide as much depth as possible. That's why I use two flashes. So when I shot, I had the camera like this, and I was holding the flash right about here. So that's pretty much it for that shot. If you get a flash, make sure you have a flash that is capable of firing off at very high shutter speeds. If you get strobes, like standalone, dedicated strobes for photography, those usually will not go above, I may have this wrong, I think about 2/50th of a second. So anything above that, and you're running into some issues. So these flashes though, the Nikon flashes, I believe the Canon flashes do the same thing. They allow you to shoot at shutter speeds of 1/2000th of a second and get beautiful photos. So keep that in mind. Of course, flashlights, you can shoot that at whatever you want. So if you have any questions about this, please leave comments. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. If I get a lot of questions, I'll just go ahead and make another video to kind of expand on all that. I had a great opportunity to hang out with Swifty. This was the first time I met him. An amazing guy, very talented, just very passionate about what he does, and of course Aviator. So I know a lot of you guys know Aviator. I grew up with the guy. He's a very, very good friend of mine, and I love hanging out with him, and it's always a blast. So check out their channels. It's Swifty IRL at YouTube, and then the other one is the Aviator, which, if I can remember how to spell this, it's THE, the Aviator, AV. I'm just going to put it up down here at the bottom, so check out that YouTube channel. And yeah, so this week I'm going to try and release a video on shutter speed, and exactly what shutter speed is, continuing the Intro to Photography class that I'm working on. See you then. Have a great day. Bye.